Hello there. Listen, guys. Don't listen to your friends when they dare you to do some dumb stunts. I can't believe that I was stupid enough to accept the challenge. Here's how I almost met Jesus prematurely. My name is Sam. I'm 15 years old and I'm about to start high school. After I graduated from elementary, I vowed to leave the geek squad to join the cool kids in high school. Besides, being a nerd is boring and sucks. So I started preparing myself, doing some workouts and lifting some weights to gain some muscles to attract girls. I practiced my cool walk and tried to talk cool. I made sure that when mom took me shopping for my school clothes, I picked out some cool outfits. I called my older brother who just started college to give me some tips because he was one of the cool kids and famous at school. I couldn't wait for the first day of school to finally arrive. It was a good thing that most of my friends in elementary went to different schools, but we still kept in contact because we didn't live too far from each other. That made the process easier for me. So anyway, on my first day of school, I met Bryce. We both happened to have the same agenda, which was to join the Cool Kids Club. We clicked instantly, and we both surveyed the field carefully so we could pick out the coolest friends. What do you know? It worked because the next person we bumped into was Mateo. He was in 10th grade and was kind enough to help me find my class. After class, he asked me if I wanted to hang out with him and his friends at lunch. I was more than happy to join him, but I tried not to show it too much and said, "Yeah, of course." I met Bryce in my next class and told him about Mateo. I asked him if he wanted to join me, and he agreed. I couldn't wait until lunchtime to meet the guys. When lunchtime finally arrived, I rushed to the cafeteria, and as soon as I walked in, I noticed Mateo was sitting at the table with his friends, and he waved at me to come. Bryce and I walked up to him, and he introduced me to his friends: Caleb, T for Theodore, Noah, Mile, and Jamir. So we talked and watched the guys pick on some nerds, and they asked about our previous school and stuff like that. I wanted to show off. I told them about things that my brother used to do while he was in high school, acting as if it was me, and they thought that was dope. I didn't know that we had to go through some tests to make the group. At this point, I was willing to do whatever it took to make the group. Mateo said, "I have an idea. How about we do something different this time? Each of you newcomers is going to perform 3 pranks, and the pranks must gain 10,000 views or more." Mind you, I have never done any pranks before, so I acted as if I was cool with the idea, but I was terrified inside. So the 3 of us had to prove ourselves worthy. Mateo said, "The 3 of you are going to pull the prank that we assign, and if it's successful, you're in." Miles said, "The first prank, I want them to run naked on the field after the football game on Saturday." We all agreed, and Caleb picked the second prank and said, "I want the 3 of you to rap an inappropriate song at the library while we are live on TikTok." Mateo said, "The last prank, not least, you're going to say in front of your father while you're live on TikTok that you're about to go to the bedroom to kiss your mom while she is in the shower." I didn't think anything of it, and we all agreed because it was a prank. We had to do the first 2 pranks together, which was a success, and luckily none of us got in trouble for it. We gained 200,000 views. The kids at school saw the pranks, and they loved it. We became popular with the cool kids. My dream came true, and I was living it and happy. So, the final prank, Jameer went first, as we all met up to watch it live, and it was a success. He gained 25,000 views that day. And up next was Bryce. Again, his was a success and gained 30,000 views. I wanted to go with a bang and gain more views because the more views I get, the more popular I will be. You see, the other guys did it while their mom was in the kitchen and their dad was standing there. But as for me, my mother was indeed in the bathroom taking a shower. So that day, I was all joyful, ready to complete my task. I sent my little sister to check to see what mom was doing in the room. She came back and told me that mom was in the shower in front of my dad, who was sitting on the couch watching television. I was ready to get into action. I called up the boys and told them that I was going live. I asked my sister to hold up the phone while I do my thing. She was standing in the dining room while I stood in the living room, not too far from my dad, and said, "Yo, what up, boys? This is your boy Sam here, live at home. I'm about to do some grown-up stuff up in here in my crib." I noticed my dad glanced at me before turning his attention back to the television, and I continued, "Listen, y'all, let me tell you what I'm about to do. I'm gonna show you how grown men do their thing here. My mom is in the shower, and I'm about to go in the bathroom to make out with her. My dad suddenly turned towards me and said, "What the bleep you just said?" I saw my dad stand up and continue, "You're going in the shower to do what with my wife?" I promised that I saw a thick black cloud swirling with lightning over his head as his face transformed. I felt a sudden terror gripping every muscle in my whole body as I saw my dad coming toward me. I think I shit myself. I screamed at the top of my tongue with a high pitch and said, "Mom, help me! I was joking, Dad!" I didn't know I could run that fast upstairs as my dad chased after me. My sister was still filming it all. I couldn't get in the room fast enough, swinging the door open, screaming for my mom to help me before my dad killed me. I happened to bump into my mother, who had just a towel wrapped around her, and we both fell to the ground. I said out of fear, "Mommy, Dad is going to kill me." Mom looked confused, and I felt my whole body left to the ground. My mother quickly stood and yelled, "What is going on?" The last thing I heard my mother say was, "Baby, stop, don't hurt him." I blacked out. When I regained consciousness, I was lying on the ground and saw my mother holding my dad trying to calm him down. I didn't see the phone in my little sister's hand. I quickly got up and moved father away from them, and I saw my dad pointed at me as if he was coming at me, and I said, "It was a joke. I'm sorry. Mommy, don't let him kill me. I'm sorry." I was relieved when my dad walked out the door, and my mother turned looking at me angrily and said, "Oh, you're in so much trouble. Get in the bathroom while I put my clothes on." I didn't let her tell me twice because it was the only place of refuge for me. I don't know how long I was in the bathroom and made sure that the door was locked. I had sudden diarrhea. While I was sitting on the toilet, I saw the doorknob turning. I couldn't stop farting and more diarrhea. Then I heard my mother's voice coming from behind the door and said, "Open the door, Sam." I quickly wiped myself and opened the door, and my mother grimaced and said, "Oh God, what the hell is that smell? Open the windows and spray inside." I opened the window and sprayed while she waited out by the door for me. Once I walked out, she shook her head and said, "You must have a death wish, don't you? Why the hell would you tell your dad that you were coming in the shower to make out with me?" "I wasn't going to do it, Mom. It was a prank. I'm sorry." "Oh, I'm not the one to say sorry to. You need to go tell your dad. But what if he kills me?" "I'm not going to let him kill you yet. You need to bring your ass downstairs right now and explain yourself," she said firmly. I followed her downstairs, and the whole time, I stood feet away from my dad, holding on to my mom. I apologized to him and my mom and told him that it was a prank and would never happen again. I told him I was doing the prank so I could get into the cool kids group. He made me delete the video, and thank goodness my little sister stopped the filming while she was on the stairs. Needless to say, I got 1 million views, which was sick though. But a lesson learned. Never mess with a man's wife. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Remember, no part of this story should be copied or stored in any retrieval system without the author's approval. I'm Chris, and thank you for watching.